there's something about. I just remember now. I have a complaint about the last episode of Gamewank because I listened to it the other night when I couldn't sleep.
Go on.
There's a mistake in it. You're talking about Mario Kart 8, and you say that Jim is really, really good at Mario Kart 8. Now we know what you're talking about, but to the casual Gamewank listener, that implies that Jim Trinket is good at a game and has played a good game. Please amend.
It's Callous Jim Purvis.
It's Callous Jim Purvis, that's who we mean.
Thank you.
If I mention Jim, it's probably
through tears.
Wank about games.
Woo! Better way.
Woo! No, I want to know that like you're feeling it. Come on. Imagine you're in the pointless audience. They've just won. You've peaked.
Gamewank has begun. We've here.
Survived.
We have just a few days back from the Eurogamer Expo.
Look at him, since Ryan's not here, he's come to life.
As listeners, you heard Richie cheering, so you know Ryan's not. Hear that laughter? See, he's risking it.
And we're here to talk to you about the things that we played at the 2014 Eurogamer Expo, or EGX as it's called. And as always, I am joined by Barry Topping.
Hello.
Guy Woodward.
Alright.
And maybe not one off, but special guest, Mr Mechagamezilla, Mr Owen O'Donnell.
By this point, Owen's basically in Gamewank. It's just a less occurring.
He's a recurring character.
I can feel the clammy hand of Gamewank
on those YouTube
me.
Subscribers.
Not sharing them, just being taken off me.
Have you can change your username on YouTube, right? Gamewank 2. So do we all
Mechagamezilla, does that work?
Mechagamwanker.
Mechagamwanker, yeah, that's better.
Wow, okay. Come on.
Do we all have a nice time at EGX?
He's all just looked at me. He's all just looked at me there. It's alright.
That's not what you said there.
I exaggerated while I was there because I was in that state of mind.
I think some of the choices, lads, I'm actually gonna fucking die.
Aye, but it's because I was
I hate this! Was
halfway through day one complaining about how much money had been wasted.
I spent £300.
The word resentment.
We had a great. I mean, we were all having a real shit time, but Guy lifted our spirits definitely. I'd say definitely kept us perky.
But you were just happy at my misery.
No, I was being sarcastic.
There's plenty of schadenfreude going about.
You were making me feel miserable.
I was trying to bring you down to my level.
Well, it worked for a wee bit. But
I'll never be on your level.
I think it was one of those experiences at the time where like, yes, it's pretty good, but then when I got back I was like, I hit the post expo slump.
It was your face at fucking Edinburgh Waverley. You looked like you were like somewhere you've never been with. Like you're miles away, you were just bust, and it was like, I need my bed. I just want to hate him.
So stepping off the train at Edinburgh, taking a deep breath and not having an asthma attack. It's like I was pulling black shit out of my nose for days. What is it? Like how? What?
Fucking
what?
Just
what do the
dust.
inside of Londoners? What does the inside of a Londoner look like?
When we got like round right up at the back of the tube and I had to stick my face out the window, I was mostly thinking, I was like, every time I breathe in, it's like the plague.
You breathe in, you don't know, but there's now several rats living in your lungs right now.
For any of our listeners who are in London, are you aware that it does smell of human shit? It does. Listen, nice town and all, but if you don't think London stinks of shit, it just means you do as well.
But shame about the city, but
It's a nice place to
I was
visit.
going to say there's a lot of we got to catch
The
up with
idea
a
of
lot
living there
really
would
great people.
turn me suicidal.
And
More
I'm
suicidal.
trying to be positive here, and guys talking about committing suicide.
How much more suicidal do you have to get before we're ready?
We're nearly there.
I think we all had a pretty good time though. It was great seeing everyone.
Yeah, we got to lots of people at the expo. Went to the Midnight Resistance party. That was pretty good.
I think the thing is, like, you could probably remove the expo from the experience, and it'd still be great. Like, I think EGX has really just become an excuse at this point for.
What, eating Chinese in a hotel room with teaspoons.
Yes, mate. Yes.
We've not got enough cups. Get a cup for the bathroom.
Yes, mate.
Get me a gin in there.
Drinking gin out of teacups.
With fucking Dracula X soundtrack playing.
Oh, yes. Take me back.
I think that was the only time I was positive.
Yeah, this is about.
Was that not the only time I was like, this is great?
I know you did. You perked up with the teacup gin and the Dracula X
This is
soundtrack.
getting a bit internal now.
Love it.
Richard.
Get back to the content.
Sorry,
You weren't
content.
getting internal while talking about the black shit in your nose.
That's relevant to everyone's interests.
Richie just didn't have any positive experiences in London because
He doesn't have positive experience.
basically he's a sociopath.
What was the first thing you did when you get in the house? I drank water from a tap.
The long
Directly from a tap.
Sorry. Sorry.
I was going to say something, but you would definitely leave it in.
Sorry. Richie, come on.
I heard it, man.
Had a long.
A long shite.
A big bath.
Wanked all the black shit out of your cock.
But I mean, this just takes us on nicely to our overall experience of the actual video games part of the expo. So the way we're going to do this is we're just going to answer all your feedback, and that'll really be it. I guess we'll add in anything that we thought was particularly significant, but hopefully our experience will be covered in all your lovely questions.
Feedback.
87th asks, were there any games you wanted to play that you missed, and was an hour of Final Fantasy VII on an arcade cabinet worth it?
I'll start with the missed games first, I guess. I think I played most of the stuff I wanted to. I really wanted to play Gang Beasts, but we never got a shot in the end. But tell you what though, for the sort of 45 minutes we watched it being played,
Yeah.
that was quite enjoyable. There was like actual little kids playing it.
And they were having such a good time.
Oh yeah, I did want to play that one as well. I think we stood by it for like 10 minutes before going, this isn't going to happen.
The best part was when like one of them jumped off and like Graham Gallagher jumped on, so it was like him versus three small children. It was funny, like his character was kind of like doing
The hands in the air.
hands in the air, just running around the outside.
It looks like a good laugh.
It looks very, very fun.
Can you buy it yet? I'm
entirely
sure it's
sure.
on Steam.
It was nice to watch children having fun with it and enjoying seeing them play it before it inevitably becomes the next big funny YouTube video garbage. So look forward to utterly despising that in the future. But for today, it was good. It was fun.
I'm not sure if there's anything else that I think I played.
I
everything
missed
I wanted to.
Splatoon, unfortunately.
I wanted a shot of Bayonetta too.
By the time I realised that, because on the Thursday and Friday it was obviously a lot quieter, but then the wanes descend on Saturday and
Bayonetta 2 was kind of weird. I felt like I queued for ages and it was like everyone was taking a really, really long time with their shot, but I felt like my shot was over pretty quickly. Minutes, I felt.
See, I think I remember Joe saying something like that. Like it felt like a long.
It looked like a
wait
long
for
demo, but when I was playing it, it just.
I would have liked to have had a go of Monster Hunter 4, but I would have been just as lost as
I would have been
am while
embarrassed that people were watching it because I'm shite at the
I was going to say
Monster
Monster Hunter in general doesn't seem like a game that would demo particularly well.
I think it's just for
Especially
people that
for
are
someone-
right into it and they
Aye.
want just a wee shot at the next
I think
one.
with certain games, playing them at expos always feels a wee bit to me like going in a guitar shop and having to try a guitar before you buy it.
Yeah.
Having to sit down and play with people watching you. I think Monster Hunter is one of those games I couldn't have
It's
coped
better if
to
you're
people watching me
isolated
play
and you've got
Monster
enough
Hunter.
time.
Aye.
Like that's why I was a wee bit happy with Bloodborne being shut
Uh,
away for everything.
I would really like to have had a go of the new Call of Duty because I'm a fucking idiot. I used to kind of defend. I never played Call of Duty games, but I used to sort of defend it. But I saw that queue.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
It was like
90 minutes plus.
90 minutes plus. It's just like, guys, fucking get a grip.
Did you know? I saw somebody saying the Dragon Age queue. Some people were in it for 4 hours.
Jesus
4
Christ.
fucking hours. Because there was no time limit on the demo. Play it until you fucking die.
I wouldn't. I really don't like queuing for stuff that's going to be out pretty soon anyway. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's coming out in the next 2 months. And by this point, I'd just rather. I caved to be in it, admittedly, but
the reason I wanted a shot at the Evil Within is because I knew so little about it. The marketing's not been that good, so it's kind of.
You want to know if you can cancel your pre-order or not?
I've kept my pre-order.
Yes, me.
I did. We queued. Was it Owen and I queued for Bloodborne for about.
That went pretty quick.
Minutes.
What?
Did
they not fast track you to the
queues were a mess. They were total
when we were in
mess.
the queue, most of the people there were for fucking the Order.
I see. Most of the people there were for Bloodborne.
So when they come down asking, they're saying Bloodborne, right to the front.
No, it was. And then it was like we got in. It's like, right, you got one life.
Don't fuck it up.
Imagine being in a queue for Bloodborne and being picked out to go into the Order.
I know. Jesus. Until Dawn as well. You could play Until Dawn, and the guy came down and went, "Any Until Dawn fans?" And I just looked him in the eye, and the game. Nobody knows anything about the game. Any fans?
So, is there anything you missed? That you want to play that you didn't?
I wanted to play. I wish I had spent a lot more time at the indie bit.
Yeah, me too. Spent a lot more time not in your bed.
Right, here we fucking go. No, I wish I'd actually went around because when I went.
Did you play any games, or did you just like have a kind of weird hallucinatory waking dream about playing the games? Because I never saw you in there once.
I've been getting this hassle, ladies and gentlemen, because I stayed in one day. One fucking day.
You only left your bed to have that wank.
Saved that for the last night, actually.
On all fours in the bathroom. Phoned the police on himself to give him the time limit. Face pressed against the cold tiles as he fucking pounded himself raw.
Video games.
Video games. Why didn't you close the door over? I didn't want to see them.
So you played everything you wanted to. Is that where that was going? Or?
I only really wanted a shot of Blood Bowl, and everything else I could have kind of taken that or leave.
Yeah. The expo for me is there's usually a few discoveries in there, and there wasn't as many discoveries this year because I didn't. Again, it seems like the indie section was a lot, not the indie section, but the small kind of Steam and PSN games or whatever section was a lot busier than it usually is.
There was loads of stuff that I didn't know, like, you know when you were getting the email saying this is going to be at EGX.
Aye.
There was hundreds that I didn't have a fucking clue about.
No, I was kind of worried I was going to get there was going to be nothing to play, but there was.
When I bumped into Andy and he's saying I've just had a shot of Hotline Miami 2. Didn't have a fuck. And he said there wasn't a queue or anything. It's as if nobody knew it was going to be there.
Mind that boy that came up to us with the beer mat. And
oh Jesus!
What
boy
game
came
was
up
it?
to us. Oh, I wish I could remember.
The future of gambling.
Aye, no, it was like
this is the future of gambling.
It wasn't. Was it even gambling? Was it?
Aye. Was it a QR code thing? I saw
it was like you scanned the beer mat and it was like a frog, and it was like frogs playing the markets, Jesus, and then it was like a frog jumping about like little kind of dossiers or something. I don't know what it was.
All because we had a camera. Aye. You went for the hard sell.
Just to report on it. Is that what it is?
I think he was.
They've got a camera. They'll
if only
produce content for me.
Nah, we're here for Zill, mate. Sorry.
Our beer mat game. That was bizarre.
Ross also wanted to know, was an hour of FF7 on an arcade cabinet worth it?
I was trying to find, I was like, where the hell is everyone? Wandering about the show floor for ages. And then I remembered that a good bit is usually the retro section. So I wander up to the retro section and there's a small crowd of people gathered around an arcade cabinet. And someone playing it, Owen and Barry stand at the side staring. I'm like, I wonder what game they're playing. I approach and look over their shoulder. Fucking Final Fantasy VII.
On an arcade cabinet.
On an arcade cabinet.
The day before we happened to see the list of games that were on it, I noticed there was some RPGs on there, so we'd said then, we were like, well, back the Mora, get FF7 on.
I was saying like, a Midgard in an hour.
That was his chat. Owen was like, oh, when he was steaming.
Guarantee you.
Steaming. I could get out of Midgar in an hour. Mecha Games, that's your box quote. Owen, I could get out of Midgar in an hour. Mecha Gamezilla. O'Donnell. So we fired it up. We played FF7 on arcade machine until we were asked to leave the area.
Oh yeah.
Did the fella not come and actually turn it off at the wall?
No, what?
No,
we played it to. We got into whatever this is. It number 6 reactor is the second one, or wherever
number 5.
Wherever the second. Yeah. We got into number 5 reactor, and then the guy
Far
came
into
over.
The game you talking?
That's about a quarter of the way through
Really?
Midgar, maybe. I'd say after that. After that, it would have been a quarter of the way through Midgar.
Right.
So we did skip a big bit, I guess, but. I don't really skip. We just didn't.
We just didn't do the training hall.
You knew what you were doing.
Exactly.
Pros.
So yeah, it was pretty good. Me, Owen, and Graham played it, and we just did battle each. Every time there was a new battle, we swapped around.
What did you name your characters?
I'd rather we just posted the pictures to let people see for themselves rather than ruin the surprise. But the wasted potential there. There was a time where there were genuinely people coming up and being like, "Oh," and kind of hanging about. I was like, "This could be a thing. Let's make this a thing."
It was wonderful when you weren't up, seeing the people go by, leaning back, and getting the nod of fucking yes, man.
So in the end, the guy came over and he's like, "Oh, we have to change the game. We have to change the game."
He was just pissed off.
He was pissed off. Hey, they never. This is the first thing they did was told us to leave. They never asked us to change the game or give someone else a shot.
Oh, so that was.
They were just like, "Oh, you're kind of going to have to get off. We have to change the game." And Graham was like, "Oh, well, I'm not going to buy one of your arcade machines anymore." Then. I think the guy was just a bit like
one of his arcade
machines anyway.
I really want
So
to
is that
know.
just people that provide theirs for the area?
They weren't EJX.
They've got
Paid by
adverts.
EGX.
No, they maybe even, I don't know if they pay EGX or if it's just a mutual thing where they bring their kind of
Oh, so they would sell these
bespoke
machines.
arcade cabinets, and then they've got like literature around the place that says,
Right,
here's how much one of these machines will
I
cost.
want to know if you could get to disc 2 on the arcade machine. Like, would the save carry over? Does it reset?
Okay, I'll find out the name of the company. So if anyone's at any expos in the future, I just want you to
Continue the
know
journey.
our save file is on that arcade machine.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
The save file is on there. Let's do this out of Midgar. All the way to disc 3. Yes.
If you want to get out of Midgar within the hour, I think you might have about 30 seconds left to do it
Yeah,
from
we're-
Reactor 5.
So a very short answer to that question was it worth it? It was absolutely worth it. It was. I think I was in tears a couple of times playing it. It was just too funny.
And
So
it was,
the hangover, man.
It might have been.
it ran really well as well. The
It was beautiful.
textures were
It looked really smooth, yeah. Was kind of
What was it emulated on? What was it like kind of running?
Just one of those multi-emulator arcade front
Right.
ends. Nothing exciting.
so controlling Cloud with an arcade stick and arcade buttons. That was definitely the highlight of the show for me.
I'd say so.
Let's Hug Bro asks, was there a game that surprised you, good or bad? I mean,
How was Sonic Boom?
I guess you found Gunvolt kind of surprising, did you not?
I did. I completely forgot about
What's that?
Gunvolt.
That is your striker Gunvolt. Gunvolt, sorry.
Don't know that.
On the 3DS.
Gunvolt.
It's from your man. What's his name?
Well, Inafune had a wee bit of
Oh, right,
involvement in
okay.
it. It's not
What
from
kind
him.
of game? Like a shmup
It's like
or-
a.
It's like a kind of side-scrolling run and gun Mega Man.
It's
kind
very
of-
Mega Man X, which is probably
I
why I
remember
loved
you
it.
talking about
But
that.
I think I was not prepared for how much I was going to love it. Like I was
Right.
just really just
You say it was 3DS?
quite taken by it. 3DS game, yeah.
Is
It's
it-
a
is it-
eShop.
Is it out though?
No, I don't think it's out yet.
Right.
No, it won't be out for a wee while. But yeah, no, I was kind of quite taken by just how much I really like. When I started playing the demo, I just kind of picked it up, and as soon as I started playing it, I couldn't put it down until it was over. And yeah, it was lovely. It's got a sort of slight some of the design elements are very kind of snazzy. It's got a slight SNES aesthetic to it, and kind of reminds me of Mega Man in a good way, in the sense that it is its own thing. It's that thing where, like, I'm now probably more excited about that than I am about Mighty Number 9, because Mighty Number 9 feels like it's a new Mega Man game without being Mega Man, which is a bit. Whereas this thing is kind of attempting to be its its own thing, and it looks a lot more exciting. And yeah, no, I was really quite. No, you really, really should, because it's. I mean, because I did see a trailer for it, and again, I kind of looked at the trailer and thought, cool. But when I actually picked it up, I couldn't.
The shield and gunning mechanic.
Yeah, well, I suppose I should explain what the game is. It's like, so your weapon. Certainly in the demo, your weapon is you tag enemies, and then you zap them with electricity. But your electricity kind of comes out you like a shield. So if someone's so for example, there was a boss that you came across, and you tag the boss, but you don't fire your electricity until he starts firing at you, because if you time it right, then you can fire at him while defending yourself from his attacks. And
it's like quite a simple but rewarding mechanic.
Pretty good.
It's good, yeah. And it's like there's different systems for, like, so you can tag. If you tag once, if you manage to get 3 tags on the enemy and then shoot them, then your attack's more potent.
Right.
I mean, and there's just the standard things like double jumps and dashes, and it's just a really kind of energetic.
If someone took velocity and if someone took Azure Striker Gunbolt and combined them, I think that'd quite possibly be the single greatest game ever made.
But it's one of those games as well. You're playing it, you're like, I bet this, because the problem with the Expo is that you can't hear any of the music. So you're just like, I bet this has got amazing music.
Beautiful.
I was surprised by Alien Isolation.
Oh, did you play it?
Yeah, because I was looking for Bloodborne, got lost, I was on the wrong floor, and then I was next to Alien Isolation. There was barely any line, and I thought, okay, look, I'll do this, because I'm not going to go and come back. Stay tuned, listeners. More great stories to come. But it's one of those games that I don't have huge faith in film adaptations generally. Even when I'm being told, no, they've done it right this time, because that's what they say every time.
Yeah.
And certainly Aliens, Colonial Marines leave a great
that
taste.
was the chat for Aliens, Colonial Marines
exactly,
as well.
Like that was. It's so faithful. How long were they telling us that was faithful and it was going to be all our dreams come true?
Yeah.
So I don't know how to feel about Alien Isolation really, but I had a go of it, and I really liked it.
Were you on
I played.
Oculus?
No. But I was my faith in it was being diminished even as I was queuing, because there was a guy walking around talking about how it was going to be a race, like try to complete it as fast as possible.
The competitive modes.
Yeah. And that was the first surprise. You generally don't think of atmospheric, scary games being something that you're running through as fast as possible to beat a time to win a jacket.
That's what it was. It was like
happening.
when this jacket,
good jacket
worn by one of the NPCs in the game, it was an alright jacket.
If it's no fucking like one of the characters' jackets, then who gives a fuck?
Exactly.
But it's one of the characters. You don't. It's not.
I mean like a classic Alien character.
Oh right.
You know what I mean,
there was no nostalgia.
They give us a comic
or anything.
Give us a comic.
A comic, eh?
I got a sort of prequel comic.
Do you think the reason you only play in the game,
you like the comic,
like the actual stories, like the fucking campaign, do you think it was because they didn't want anything to be spoiled?
Yeah, no, like
nothing at all.
It turned out to be fine, and it was good fun, but I think it worked fine for a quick go just to get the idea. I think it was actually a good idea to put it in that mode. But another thing that was putting me off was the guy was talking about, and if you get into the highest top 10 scores of the day, I mean, that's some pretty good bragging rights, right, guys? I mean, when you're about to sit down to play an Alien game, do you want to hear the words bragging rights?
The overall try-hard attitude of EGX was fucking horrendous, but I'll save that for a later question, I think.
I mean, the thing that I enjoyed about Alien Isolation was it actually only occurred to me after I stepped away to play it. I stepped away and sort of started thinking about it, but it was like, when you play a stealth game, you can usually see. So, you hide behind a box or something, and then the camera generally moves so that you can see who you're hiding from. But you can't. You've got the first person view, and all you can hear is the thumping steps of the alien.
Hey,
and then when you know it's sensed you because it's starts to speed up, and when it speeds up, like everyone was telling me that it was like, oh, it's intense, and I don't necessarily find myself investing in that quite easily. I certainly didn't think I'd be able to do it in an expo setting, but fucking hell.
Did you have
I was like,
headphones and that?
I definitely thought there is no chance at an expo playing a demo am I going to get a fright. Like, there's just not enough time to let the atmosphere sink in and all that stuff. But sure enough, there was a yeah, Billy.
It's when it's the way it's just when you hear it speeding up. It's when you hear the footsteps.
You know it's coming.
You're like,
for you.
shit, and then suddenly you look down and you've got the spike through your chest.
Nice.
Let's Hug Bro asks, if you could create a loading bar cocktail, what would it be called and what would be in it?
Loading bar, of course, being the video games themed bar that we went to on the Friday night at EGX. They had that golden Checkerbo shot that was fried chicken infused rum.
It was fucking horrendous.
See, no.
Don't use that face.
Here we fucking.
How come you're the only one that liked it?
When you say like fried chicken infused, people are going to hear that and they're going to think that there were spices and some sort of trick. Please explain to them that it wasn't.
From the picture, they basically got a jug of KFC, filled it with rum, and then
let it soak.
9 months later, a
There's
miracle.
a photo that Graham took of the shots.
Richie, don't dribble on the. If you're going to dribble, move away from the mic. Please.
I thought it was.
Did you not see the photo that Graham took of the shots and then the flash on one of them?
Thin layer of grease.
All the grease on top's glistening. It looks like gold flakes.
When's the last time you had a drink that had a thin sheen of grease on the top cup?
It was like chicken stock.
Look,
But it was reeking.
look.
No.
There's that photo of you and Jim just after you've drank it. You're like, Jim's face, he's pushing his face
I liked
into
it,
his
man.
chest.
It was a new taste. It was
Pretty
unlike.
steaming by the time you
It
had
was
on.
new.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
You'd be
It
like,
was bad enough that,
He's that
see,
chicken out.
I had bought one for me.
No,
got
it's
the chips.
that I was completely
Can I
in
have a pint
control.
of chips, please?
And when I drank
I'll
mine,
kill you.
and then I had to go give Dave his shot, I fucking apologised as I handed it to him.
That's well good.
Oh, no, man.
I had
I like to experience new things, and I've never had anything quite like that. So that's fine.
There's a
Kirby drink
reason
was
you
nice.
haven't had anything like that.
I never had the Kirby one. I had one that claimed to be
I had Evil with Gin.
Heat Man. What was the Heat Man one
Was that
called?
the can they set on fire?
It was a cherry coke with some vodka in it that is set on fire or something.
Graham drank this vodka off the tap and he says it was like nail polish remover.
I see. I gave it a good stir before, but I mean,
So if you could make your own cocktail,
what was that drink in Abe's Exodus?
Soulstorm Brew.
Soulstorm Brew. That's what you'd have.
I'd have like
Probably made a Mountain Dew and
I'd have a Chrono Trigger one that could have some jokey reference about how long it took to get served at the bar. I need to think about that a bit more.
I'd do a shot of Jack with a spark plug in it and you get caught a riding.
Yes,
There you go, man.
that's very good.
the spark plug.
I'd have a pint of rainwater, and it'd be called the Riding.
Yes.
I'd have the Sega Genesis, obviously, but what would be in a Sega Genesis?
That was just like fucking black vodka and gin.
Gin and Guinness.
Fucking hell.
Yes.
You need something to make it blue. I guess the Mega Drive is black. I was thinking of Sonic.
I was thinking of for a change. I was thinking
Oh
of Sonic.
shit! I've just given you a clip that you can lift.
Yes, I was thinking of
My chat was like the Sonic cocktails would just be like a pint glass with a dildo in it. Drink up.
And the tails is one with 2 dildos on it.
One of those butt plugs with the tails.
I don't know.
Yes.
You, what was your cocktail? Sonic drink, pint of Sonic.
Just a regular pint, but it's got some washing up liquid, so it goes out of you really fast.
Have like one with like grenadine and creme de rabbit, creme de menthe, cream de menthe. There's that.
Just pouring it over his head.
You'd have it'd be like Tia Maria, Bailey's, Kahlua, all the milky liqueurs, topped up with some milk. That'd be a cream de rabbit. That's Richie's.
Here's some sort of Advoca based drink with some reference to Dizzy.
Wasn't there one that had an egg in it? I'm
There was one that had an egg in it, but I can't remember.
Egg infused gin. A gin with a full boiled egg.
Jesus.
It was a chocolate egg, it wasn't a boiled egg.
Oh, aye, the one with the Kinder Eye.
Boiled eggs are funny though, there's something funny about a boiled egg. The Dizzy would be like a pint of Tennent's with a boiled egg in it. You need something for the boxing, 2 cherries, like a cocktail stick through a boiled egg, and have the wee Dizzy boxing gloves in a pint of Tennent's. Yes, the Dizzy.
Someone please make that and get a photo and send it on to the Gamewank Twitter.
Aptly named because it makes you fucking throw up afterwards. Makes you dizzy. Anyway.
Bolt7 asks, did Richie enjoy any delicious snacks from our friends at Tunnock's while visiting London?
Funnily enough, McBee Pete,
Friend of the show.
friend of the show,
Super fan.
Yes.
bought us 2 packets of tea cakes. I think we left them at the bar though, didn't we?
He gave me
I'm
a...
pretty sure they were
wait a
all
minute.
eaten.
He gave me a full packet of caramel wafers.
Really?
I witnessed consumption.
You saw consumption? Yeah, I think I know.
The consumption.
I ate one. But I think I'm pretty sure Barry crushed one because it was one that was like all mangled.
I tried.
I
What
fixed
is
it.
Aye.
Fixed by poking your thumb up the bottom of it so it all inflated back out.
I forgot that. Oh, you're
Nickel Hay asks, will yous go to EGX in Birmingham? Are the games and the pals more important than the local accents?
We'd said in London when we heard it was moving to Birmingham. I think we'd all said no, but like since coming back, I'm like, well, maybe.
I don't know enough about Birmingham to really fucking...
Don't think it's not quite London. It's not.
I remember a lot of people saying where it's held in Birmingham is really far for just kind of fucking anywhere.
Birmingham is one of the least exciting places I've ever been
Yeah,
to.
same.
But
Is it nice?
we don't go to the Eurogamer Expo in the first place to experience London. We go there to...
Just happens.
It just
to be there.
depends on what kind of crowd it draws.
We'll see what the situation is with Gamewank if we're still delivering #hard, #games, #journalism this time next year. Then we might just need to suck it up.
Here's the thing. There's a lot of belly aching going on about Birmingham instead of London. But if you're interested in the games, if you're interested in the event, you won't fucking mind. If what you're actually interested in is a big fucking media love-in where you all hang out together and kiss each other's arses and lick each other's dirty hoops, well then you'll miss your precious fucking London and your precious fucking Oyster cards. If you're actually interested in EGX, you'll go to Birmingham, you fucking cunts, you snobby fucking pricks.
You alright?
But there's this pub we really like. Fuck off, costs too much and it's shite anyway.
I don't really know where to go from there. Yes, basically what we're saying is that
Yes.
we might not, but there's not. I mean, the location is not a big factor. I don't think. I think it's just more the.
It should be on the Isle of Man. And then only the people who actually care will go.
Can have it in Dublin.
Have it in fucking
Have it out
Scotland.
with the
Maybe
Union.
just have something in Scotland for a fucking change. Just
Have it in
we
Jordan.
had Games Expo Scotland, but
That
that
was great,
lasted a
wasn't it?
grand total of 0 years.
I got my press pass. I got my press pass in the day after it was cancelled.
Yes,
Like another just kicking the stones.
Maybe you should just fire along with the centre.
I'll show up and see what they have to let me in.
It's great. The conference was it?
Just
no,
let the
where was
Johnny
it?
let me in.
Somewhere centre town, I think. Wasn't the
Was
Corn
it the
Exchange?
No, the conference centre.
Or was it the conference centre? Yeah, it was the conference centre.
Conference centre's pretty nice. Maybe you just go and hang out there.
Have a nice coffee. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
But I'd probably go. I mean, the games are important, but if I'm really honest with myself, I'll mostly go to Eurogamer for the socialising.
It is a social event as well as.
So it depends if all you sexy folk are going, then maybe I'll go too.
Much will it cost?
You're never fucking. I'm never going anywhere with you ever again.
Cool.
Like,
Means I don't need to go, fine.
You should make all your plans around Barry's plans.
Maybe Nightmare
Ruin
won't
his
go. We'll go to EGX.
striking out on his own.
On his own.
Waddle go?
Right, just...
A scary boy.
A Christmas boy.
That's no yet. Yeah.
Soon.
He's away.
You doing your 12 games of Christmas?
No, I don't, because I can't be fucked.
Come on, Gamewank
It
content.
took
It's
fucking
Gamewank.
ages today as well.
It's Gamewank now. Let's aggregate that content.
We could collaborate and we can cut this.
We could Gamewank's 12 games of Christmas.
12 wanks.
Nicking my,
12 wanks of
nicking my
Christmas.
content.
Yes, mate. Why do you think?
Yeah, that 12 games. Get Guy on. Jim, fuck off. Get Guy on.
Here, Danny cut this. He wants you to cut it, but I want the people to know the truth.
The truth.
Content.
There's no point in referencing Guy's YouTube channel because fuck, I don't know what you're talking about.
Somebody tweeted me the other day and went, I didn't know you had your own YouTube channel. Well done. Well done. Cheers, mate. I set it up myself.
Well done.
I'll never
You
forget.
get one automatically with your email.
I've got my own YouTube channel.
The
I've got
YouTube
3
channel
YouTube
that
channels.
gave us There's Your Zandatsu. It's a beller.
I used to be quite good. Didn't I?
What was it? The
Boys,
ceramic knives.
please tell me I was good.
Guy, you're still good. You're
Cheers.
still good.
You're as good as you ever were.
Richie thinks you're good.
Okay, so Annie K21, and is that how you pronounce it?
Paul C. He's still
Paul C.
Paul C.
Did any of you get a shot on that Sparrow on the Destiny stand at EGX? Looks shite, but
I refuse to queue to get my photo taken on a thing from a video game.
Aye,
if it
fuck
was,
that.
well, I say that.
If it
I
was for
say
a
that.
laugh.
Cloud spike.
I say that.
It's different if it's for a laugh, but I saw a guy with a ponytail and a trench coat, and he was very pleased to be
Yes,
on
man.
it. And
What
he
if there
did
was
a
like?
serious face?
What if there was a big line and you waited in it for 2 hours, but when you got to the end, a Chie cosplayer kicked your dick off, and you got a photo of it being kicked off,
I would wait forever, and however long that line took.
like a big Mara in a chariot. Yes. Good SMT callback for the SMT fans there. None of us actually went on it because even those of us that do care about Destiny wouldn't queue.
Lurland asks, what was your favourite experience of the trip?
Meeting you, Mark. I loved meeting you, Mark.
Oh, that's nice.
He's a lovely wee guy.
He's a lovely guy. My
He
favourite.
likes twin snakes the best, though. That's
Oh, I forgot about
on the underground.
That's a big
I
negative.
forgot about that because all that chat about Richie's crushing fetish. It's Marble Zone crushing fetish.
Yeah, for anyone who's wondering what Barry's talking about, in Zone 2 of Sonic 1, Marble Zone, there's these big sort of pipes that can crush you, and Richie got off on that.
He developed a crushing fetish over many years, and it's just never really left him. So
Sonic being crushed into his own shoes.
Do you deny it?
is there any point?
well,
Remember that time on the train when you said you were glad the cake came back? That was the best thing I'd ever heard.
hashtag just Richie things.
That was the best thing I'd ever heard.
What was the cake thing?
We
It
were
was
on
like your second bit of cake or something.
we were going first class, and there was a trolley that came past every so often, and it would offer us some food off the trolley. And one of the things that the trolley had was this nice coconut cake.
Nice coconut cake.
And then was it the second or third?
I think it was the
time?
third.
The third time it came.
Fifth or the sixth.
The third time it came round, I said, "You know what? I'm not going to have. I'm fine." And then it rolled away from me, and I watched it rolling away from me. I thought, "I've just given away free cake." I'm actually a wee bit upset that I've just let free cake roll right past me.
Nice coconut.
Did you not jump up and go after it?
I've got some tiny amount of dignity left and chase a cake down a
Don't
train.
let Ryan hear you mention this shred of dignity. He'll have it ripped out.
And then, of course, the fourth time the trolley came by, I said, "Oh, I'm glad
the
cake came back."
But you said it with the cake sitting in front of you. And you kind of looked
Was it
into
all
the
more like,
distance.
I'm glad the cake came back?
So it was just this, like, you looked at it and then you looked up and it was just, I'm glad the cake came back. And I lost my mind in the corner trying not to laugh.
He's a simple boy. Simple
It was
pleasures.
lovely.
Simple boy. Jesus.
So we should maybe just talk a bit about our like I said, our overall favourite experience of the trip and maybe our favourite thing we saw at the expo. maybe some things we didn't like so much at the expo.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to start, I can maybe
I
start.
would have glanced to Richie.
I'll start on a negative. For me, the general atmosphere of the Nintendo area was a bit weird. Like the Smash Bros hype. Considering
Like the guy in the stage and that.
Nintendo, like there was obviously a massive change in tack for Nintendo when you consider they tried to block Smash from even being at Evo. Like,
I forgot
and
about
now
that.
it's like that's all they want is this Smash hype, and there were like people up on the stage with their microphones and their Nintendo t-shirts on, scream if you love Smash Bros, yeah, and like up on the big screen, and
I know what you mean. It felt a bit.
all the try hard and the competitive Smash and that, and it just. I don't think it's very Nintendo. Like that's not really the
It wasn't
Nintendo
in the spirit.
I like. But they did have that lovely wee shopping area to balance things out.
That was when we first walked in. That was one of the first things we saw. The sign Nintendo merchandise store, and something. My wallet just started crying.
It was the amiibos. She just looked at the amiibos in a really dark area, and then this case with him in it, all brightly lit.
Every time you looked at the
Beautiful.
amiibos, you had to wear sunglasses.
I saw that picture of Ross pressed against the glass.
Thought like there were a couple of people. Just in general, the Nintendo area was weird. The fact that they had 12 Mario Kart stations set up, and you couldn't just get like a 12-player multiplayer
Did it
game
have
unless
to
you were in a
be-
tournament. It was only
Also, there
tournament.
wasn't just free play.
Well, they had
wasn't it?
free play, but it wasn't multiplayer at that point.
That's
it was just
fucking
on.
shite.
It's like, see if they'd done that where 12 mates could have come along and even blocked out like
Just had a game.
half an hour between a certain time. That would have been great. But so yeah, there was lots of tournaments and lots of competitive play going on in the Nintendo area, especially when we played Splatoon. And that guy was like, come on, what are you doing? Trying to come on.
This
you know."
guy with absolutely fucking sodden pits under his arms. Hold it, because of course he has to do the mic upside down over
Come
his
on,
head.
team 2, come on.
This is right by your face. Come on. Oh god.
In their defence, I had a really lovely lassie who helped me with that with Splatoon. She told me how to play it and she was really nice, but some of those people are horrendous, which
I was gonna
takes
say,
me on to...
I was going to say that
sorry.
in comparison with like the last few years, I think the people at Nintendo stands have been sort of extras or actors or something.
I remember
like
you
this
saying
year,
that.
I've actually managed to. I did actually. There's a couple of people at the Nintendo stands that engaged me in conversations about the games. Maybe not necessarily always welcomed, but they were still talking about the games rather than just standing there going, "You're really good at this."
Did you not see
It's like-
last year's when it was Bayonetta 2? This lassie was saying, "Oh, I love Bayonetta on the Wii."
That was
Somewhere
wee Jim's chat. He was like, aye. She's like, oh, I love Bayonetta. That's a game I bought the Wii for.
Fuck's sake!
Mate. But I think they still are actors. Like the
just
commentator
got that
guys
beer
were the
info this
pits.
time.
See, something that really pissed me off is there was a bit where there was no tournaments on. I looked over and there was 4 staff members just sitting playing Wii U Smash.
What?
Just the 4 people that were like employed to work there. It's like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's a bit.
To get a shot at Wii U Smash, you had to win one of the 3DS tournaments, then you would have got a shot in
I
the
still
big
think
stage.
that's pretty shit.
And it's like it's like why?
Why not let people play it?
Why would they do
Let
that?
them play it and go, "I like this.
I might
I'll
buy it."
Instead of, "Oh, well, I really like it, but I wasn't good enough to qualify for
That
a
was
shot
fucking
at it."
rude. I don't like the whole area had this kind of try hard competitive gamer attitude, and that stuff
Not
fucking
very
sucks.
Nintendo.
Like,
It's a shame, like, to see a Nintendo section trying to ape something like the Microsoft day. You know, you expect that kind of.
Aye.
It got pretty funny when we were standing in queue for Bloodborne and we were looking over the Xbox stand. There was a man on stage surrounded by people and he was squawking something into the microphone and throwing out fucking shitty t-shirts to these clawing hands in the air.
It was looking like. I don't. This sentence is only going to end.
It was like
in a
if
horrible way.
there was a Mad Max film set in a games expo, that's what it would look like.
It was quite a sight.
if he was chucking out fucking sausage rolls, fucking is that Kirby out there? I mean, that takes me on. Actually, my biggest positive was they had a guy called Sean Velasco, I think his name was, who's one of the Yacht Club developers. And he was actually there next to Shovel Knight. They had Wii U and 3DS Shovel Knight there, and he was there.
Is that who was next to you when we come up and found you?
Was I playing Shovel Knight?
When Graham went onto the machine next to you, was that the Yacht Club
Yeah,
guy?
yeah, yeah.
Taller guy with curly hair and glasses.
Aye.
So to be able to go and talk to an actual dev about how much I loved this game, that was so fucking
Plus,
cool,
I've
man.
heard they're pretty cool.
Well, he was a really nice guy, and he was telling me about stuff that I didn't even know because I only really follow the Yacht Club Twitter, so I don't see that much stuff. But he was telling me about, you know, why it took so long to get through the certification process, how bad they felt about it when it was coming out, the additional content that was going to be coming out, Shovel Knight, their plans for the future.
It was nice to be, because I spoke to him as well. It was nice to be able to just say to him, "When's it out?" And he would go, "It's a matter of weeks."
Aye, no, that was great. I mean, for expos to have a dev standing next to you, someone that worked on that game while you were playing it, that's fucking great.
I had the
of
same
that.
thing with.
totally,
I played a game.
Yeah, there were more developers there in the Nintendo area too.
In the Wii U, I just approached and started playing. That was a good thing about the Nintendo stand, actually. There was quite a few games you could just walk up and start playing, but I started playing, I think it was Stealth Inc.
Aye.
Which I really, really enjoyed. But as I was playing it, I was talking to one of the devs, and it was just, it was just quite a pleasant experience. But yeah, I should mention Stealth Inc. now because it was a game I really enjoyed, and he was telling me about. I'd never played the original, which was called Stealth Bastard on the.
I thought it was just the name
Steam.
that they changed.
No, well, this is the thing. I think a lot of people are thinking this. It's am I right in thinking the original game is a series of puzzle rooms?
Aye.
Well, they've turned Stealth Inc. into a sort of, it's like a platformer, and all the rooms it's still sort of room based, but it's like a kind of Metroidvania style.
But you play
structure.
Stealth Inc. too.
Aye.
It's
just called he just called it Stealth Inc. though.
The second one's been just advertised recently, so you might have been playing the second one.
On the Wii U though.
They were showing it as like 4-player.
I never played 4-player. See, now I'm just
He's
confused.
talking about the same game.
Aye.
Well, is this not the one that they were talking about it? Aye. Because this is the game that was originally sort of listed as Stealth Bastard, and everyone on Twitter went, on Nintendo, really?
I don't get what the problem with it.
Nah, you're thinking of a different game.
Stealth Bastard became Stealth Inc.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because there's that other bastard game.
I was sure
Bombing Bastards.
Bombing Bastards.
I was sure it was just the
Bombing
name they
Bastards?
changed.
That'd be good.
Because obviously
Robin Bastards.
a lot of people didn't want to have the word bastard in the game's title.
But
This is one of those sections of a podcast where there's people listening just going,
You fucking idiots.
it was definitely used to be called Stealth Bastards, and I didn't get the impression it was called Stealth Inc. too. He just called it Stealth Inc.
He doesn't know what he's talking about then.
He made the game.
Someone here doesn't know what they're talking about.
Telling you, man.
I don't think
developer.
I don't think
You've
it's the
probably played the second one.
I'm gonna Google it.
So there's a developer who's been working on the wrong game for the last few months.
So basically, anyway, whatever it's called, whatever it was on Stealth Cunts on the on Steam was room based, and they've turned this more into a platformer with puzzle. The rooms kind of tied into the.
Pretty sure I saw those, but you're just saying right now. Mentioned if I do the other day for Stealth Inc. too.
Yeah, guy. Why would I even fucking challenge you, guy? You're right. It's called the Stealth Inc. 2.
Should have been called Stealth Bastards.
Stealth Inc. 2. Yeah, you're right. But I just wanted to bring up Stealth Inc. 2 as now know it's called. So I bring up Stealth Inc. 2 is because it was a game that I really, really enjoyed. Saying that, throw a platformer in front of me and I'm probably really, really going to enjoy it. What were we even talking about? Pluses and negatives?
Yeah.
That was your plus, wasn't it?
I think that was my big plus.
That was your plus for Barry's chat that Dev's been there.
I'm trying to think what my real overall favourite experience was. Probably just seeing a lot of people that. I mean, it's not really related to video games.
It's
but
nice to see people that you've known off Twitter and that. And
I quite like that everybody defaulted to the retro section as a social area.
Same. I feel like if I get too emotional here, you have to stop me. But I feel like it's good to meet people from all over the UK that I genuinely like. People that enjoy what we do, I enjoy what they do, and it reminds you that
It's good to be in the UK.
Richie.
better together.
Richie, shush.
Sorry.
You fucked it.
Love to vote no. Love to vote no.
No, let him miss
Sorry.
his
I'm sorry,
nice
Barry.
point.
It's easy to sit on Twitter and say there's a UK gaming community, but when you're actually down there as a part of it, you're reminded that, yes, there is a UK gaming community, and it's actually a very, very lovely thing to be a part of.
It's nice when people come up to you and they talk to you like they've known you for a long time, because you say like horrendous shit to each other on Twitter, so it doesn't feel like a stranger. And they've probably seen a picture of your arse.
Every time I go, I come back with new friends, and I think that's pretty fucking cool. So that was my favourite experience, was just generally being there, seeing old friends, meeting new people.
Schmoozing.
I came back with fewer friends.
What did you do?
I don't know. I didn't. That's.
Did you make any friends?
I just did a lot of
I
handshaking.
don't think so.
Well, if you didn't make any, then you did come back with less, because I can't stand this.
If anyone's listening, they want to be mates with Richie, just reach out. Reach out, please.
I've got enough. It's fine.
I've got enough.
I've got enough friends. It's fine. Don't need any more.
Nobody talked to me.
My best experience at Eurogamer was when Owen goes to me, I think someone's pointing at me. And they weren't.
They were.
You fucking arrogant motherfucker.
They were.
I think these two attractive women are pointing at me.
My favourite bit was at the Midnight Resistance party when
I'd
a guy
never say the words attractive women.
when someone came up to me and without saying any other words to me, the first thing he said to me was, "Where's Guy?"
Who was it?
I don't know.
There was a guy that come up to me in the Midnight Resistance, and the first thing he said was, "I'm glad you grew the moustache back." And I thought, but he remembered when I shaved it off.
Actually, as well, a guy. I was talking. I wish I could remember people's names. This is why I don't have new friends. A guy took a picture of the back of me on the street 2 days previously and showed me the picture.
Here's how close it came. Here's how.
And you were like,
close you are.
I'm awfully grey. Just while I remember there, thank you very fucking much to everyone that nominated us for a GMA this year. We
Cheers.
really, really fucking appreciate it. So thanks, guys.
As an aside, Mechagamezilla Inc. would also like to extend its thanks to everyone who nominated it for a GMA.
Mechagamezilla Inc. Wasn't that called Bastard Gamezilla initially?
No, I'm
We
thinking.
don't feel that,
No,
boys?
I'm thinking of. You're thinking of something else.
When you bringing Fitz back?
Oh, the face.
His face.
So, what was your favourite part and worst part, Owen? Your favourite part was when those people were pointing at you. Your least favourite part was when you found out that they weren't pointing at you.
Really, really hard to pick a favourite part, really. I mean, I had a lot of fun overall. Really enjoyed it. I know. Well, Final Fantasy VII on an arcade machine was definitely a highlight.
It was pretty special.
Like, it really was. Getting to play Bloodborne and Splatoon was great. Really enjoyed Captain Toad as well. Captain Toad was a game that
Yes, Captain Toad.
I thought a lot of people were excited about it, but I was a bit nervous about saying I wasn't entirely convinced that I wanted a full game of Captain Toad, really, because I enjoyed the bits, but I was kind of happy enough for that to be what it was. But having played the demo, I'm completely on board because I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I really thought it was.
But
The
Kirby
bit
was
of the
pretty
demo I
interesting.
played was one of the levels that was exactly the same as the.
I played the dragon lava climbing level, and it was.
I played
great
the
fun.
kind of ghost
That
level.
looked good.
Ghost level was really
Nice.
good. Haunted.
But it was like there was a Toad level that was on rails. It was like you jump in a minecart and you shoot things, and it's like. But that demo must have lasted about a minute and a half or something because you'd see people stand in a queue for 20 minutes and be like, "Oh, it's over." Like I I stood in a queue for about 20 minutes to play Sonic Boom, and the two people in front.
It was fucking longer than 20 minutes, mate.
Was it? Well, anyway,
It was only closer to an hour.
It wasn't an hour.
You queued
It was
an hour.
not an hour.
I played two different games and
25
queued for two different games.
Anyway,
while you
the
were
two
playing
people in front of
Sonic.
us, the demo that they played, the level that they played out of a choice of three, took them both about maybe 12 minutes each. So it was about 25 minutes. And then I jumped on and said, I'm not going to play that level because that's the one I've just watched through twice. And the level that I played lasted about 30 seconds. Not only that, but halfway through the level, I found a shortcut which shortened the experience even more. And yeah, just
Richie.
I got a free Sonic hat out of it.
Hey! Worth it.
But
Now that can devalue your house.
but you were going to mention the Kirby game. I really enjoyed the Kirby game.
Kirby game's good.
The thing I liked about the Kirby game is that I was finding bits of it difficult, which I was worried it might not be. Because Epic Yarn, as much as I love Epic Yarn, it's not a challenging game.
Well, there's not many challenging Kirby games.
It's just a nice game, isn't it? Though?
No, I know, but I'm not saying Kirby games are. Epic Yarn was particularly easy though. But anyway, I'm not saying it isn't a great. It's a great game.
The tank mod was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I played the underwater level. But the thing I noticed with the Kirby game is that I didn't look. You can't look at the TV while you're playing it, so it made me wonder why.
I am wondering about that a bit because
It's not that you can't. It's just there's no reason to because
Is it gamepad only?
It's all you're playing it
Stylus.
using the stylus. So
since
it's
you're
like-
drawing with the stylus, you are going to be looking at the game
Aye.
constantly, which makes it feel like you're holding a big PSP. And, that is a thing. Like the television's really just for if someone's
wants to watch
unfortunate
you.
enough to be sat next to you.
Yeah.
Scram Kitty worked really well for that.
Mm.
I won't go into that, but no, I think there are ways to better integrate the gamepad and TV play. And Scram Kitty.
I would hope in the full game
I would
that
hope that too. That
is
there's
something that
Yeah, I was going to say, well, that's the thing. That we're only talking about demos. That's the weird thing about it. I felt it even more this year. It's like, I felt like when I sat down to play Alien Isolation, it was like, I'm just getting it. Oh, it's time to go. Someone tapped on your shoulder, my time's up. I played Elite as well, and that was a weird one because it's like,
I mean, you got a shot at that.
well, the weird thing about playing Elite in that situation is that it's obviously a very big game, and it's like, how do you give someone a taster for that? So they give me a wee bit of one-on-one combat, and I had to get. I used it. It was a flight stick and a 4K monitor that I was playing it with, and it was very nice.
Indies bit was good this year. Indies bit was really good. I like that you had to go basically to the over 18s area to get a shot at Hatsune Miku. It made me feel good about myself.
Did they know
It
the machines turned off?
wasn't in the over 18s bit,
No,
but it was upstairs.
You know what they were saying.
It's like I'm going up the escalator and all the folk coming down the other side are like, I know exactly
With a
what
lanyard
he's going
on.
to play.
It's time to make
that
everyone who wasn't
Project-
there jealous by mentioning they were handing out Hatsune Miku lanyards.
Is that Project?
Diva F second.
Is that what that is?
Is that
what
out
you're
yet?
talking
Or is that just...
No, it's not yet.
I thought I saw
Project Diva
Loose.
F is out. Been
Oh,
out for a
that's the
while,
one
but
that
this is
was
the second
fun.
one.
It was the first
you
thing I
get
played
your-
on Saturday, and I sat down. I knew it was a rhythm game, and I started playing it. And do you know when a rhythm game comes on too fast and you just go, oh, it's over.
It's more a game for sad hentai kaiju than all Richie.
If there's any sad hentai kaiju listening, I've got a lanyard that I don't want because I'm not going. I'm not.
What are you going to put
judging
on the
my-
end of you're going to buy a Hatsune Miku figure, you're going to put it on the end of your lanyard, you're going to wear it like a big wrap necklace.
I like the music as well.
Doesn't Hatsune Miku have a
leak.
big leak at the end of your lanyard? You can get those in most shops
But it's
that sell
got a
vegetables.
face on it. You need to draw a wee face on it.
Well, you probably have a pen in the house.
A lanyard's not the only thing I've got a leak at the end of.
Hey!
That's
That's going to be the whole podcast. Just that on repeat. No, I was I was happy with Bloodborne. I knew I was going to be happy. Queuing down quickly, get a good shot, but then I get the fucking pressure thing because I thought, oh, it's in a shut off area, so nobody's watching me. Because there's a lot of people around the Souls games that are just arseholes about it all. Like
You
snobby.
only get to play the demo as long as you live as well, right? Just
It's
one life only.
Obviously you understand that with a Souls game, but it's a bit shit that you can't really cheat it either, because when you die it comes up, thank you for playing. And it takes
Get the
ages
fuck
to
out.
get to another screen. And I was talking to like Andy, he said he managed to chance it because the woman was looking away and he just hammered X until it started again, and he ran to an area so she couldn't tell if he had just started.
Right.
But it was
Just
quite
spinning
good.
on the spot.
Just confuse her. But Graham and Rob were playing at the same time as me, and like 3 minutes after I got on, they just come back round because they died, and they just stood watching me. And I kept waiting in the moment to tell them to fuck off, and she never said anything. So there was that pressure. I mean, I enjoyed it. I didn't get to finish it, but it was really, really good, and I'm.
So that was your highlight.
I was quite pleased
totally.
that I got to the same
I
point.
couldn't
as all.
believe you. When you told me you played it, I was so fucking like proud.
Why?
This must be
It's not unusual. It's
Richie
only-
sits down, the title screen comes up, and the controller explodes.
It's like the dad.
It's only unusual for me at this point in my life to be playing it. Not
Richie's a one bro.
definitely.
No,
not
it's
one.
it's like this must be like what it's like when it's the football loving dad, and he hears that his boy's into football. Bang in the chest. Lovely, man. I was
Does a football loving dad find out that their son's into football, or does he not just beat him until he likes football as well? Your favourite team is my favourite team, or you're dead.
I know it's your favourite team because you've been wearing the colours since you emerged from your mum's vagina.
Quite scientific there. Anything else about childbirth I mentioned before we move on?
My disappointment was the Evil Within. No, the game so much as the fucking demo they let me play. But I say let me play. Me and Graham queued for
Let me play it.
like maybe 45
Please.
minutes.
Alright.
45 minutes in a wee tiny area, the queue, and there was smoke machines everywhere. And they obviously hadn't realised, alright, kind of creepy with smoke machines. You can't breathe when there's smoke machines. So there's all these sweaty bodies in a queue, gasping. I nearly asked for a shot of somebody's inhaler. But when we finally got there, and I'm going, shit, there's 2 rooms, and one of them's full of PS4s and one's full of Xbox Ones.
Aye.
And I'm an arsehole. So I said, I don't want a shot of the Xbox One. I don't want to hold one of those controllers. No fanboy, I just don't like it. And I get put in there and I get sat in front of the biggest telly in the world. Everybody else's telly was weirder than mine, I don't know why. And I was about a foot away from a 50-inch telly, and the picture was rotten on it. I don't know what was wrong. And the guy's saying,
They had it come through on the pipe.
and the guy's like, right, you got to watch this video at the start. It's 2 minutes long, but you have to watch it, otherwise you don't know what you're doing. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm here because I play games. There's also a sheet taped above the TV on the wall telling you the controls, and I'm saying, no, I'll be fine. No, you got to watch it. You got to know what the story is to this point. I don't give a fuck. I just want a shot. I don't want you to spoil the story for me up to this point. And anyway, sat there, tutorial video, 2 minutes long, of a 5-minute fucking demo. 3 minutes later, the hand on the shoulder, thumbs up, mate. And I nearly went through the cunt. It was bad enough that I was sitting that close.
Windmill.
I was having to move my head to look at the corners of the screen because it strained your fucking eyes too much to do it. I maybe killed one enemy, and I kept, as I was walking out, I say to the guy, I'm like, why is it only that long? Oh, you got to get everyone through. And I'm like, I bet it's not a game where you play it really quickly. There's a lot of sneaking and taking your time and figuring, it's not my problem. You don't give somebody a 3 minute. You've got to watch the video. Fucking arsehole, man.
The video was just like a cutscene.
It was
wasn't
basically
an
the fucking.
explanation.
It was like one of the trailers, and it was going, "You have this bow and arrow. You must fire arrows from it." Really, mate? I'm not writing all this down. Oh, and see I don't know if it's just the Xbox One controller, shoulder buttons were fucked.
Oh.
I had to press it 3 or 4 times to get him to pull a gun up.
That was like, did any PlayStation game I played with those PlayStation headphones? They were fucking wrong.
I can't use the communal headphones.
I was alright with the Bloodborne ones because I knew they hadn't been worn long enough for each person to like get as bad.
But
They looked pretty clean when I had a wee look first.
That's funny. You were talking about the smoke machine. I think there was a smoke machine at the Alien Isolation one, but there was like a tiny. So there was either a smoke machine or there was a fucking kettle because it was like this tiny slither of vapor would appear from behind it, but that was it. So it's kind of amusing to think that the evil within had all the smoke machines. And
when you're like going up to the laddie and that, here, if you got a kettle back there, you want to fill this up? Just a pot noodle.
When I was queuing for the Evil Within myself, just before it was our group's turn to go in, I saw one of the assistants running up and down each side, giving each controller a wipe.
Oh!
Which basically made me want to leave the entire expo.
See, that was the thing. I don't know if you had it, but did you have a shot of Bloodborne?
No.
No. Did you have a shot of PS4 at all?
Aye.
I don't know if you noticed it. The Bloodborne ones were alright when I was there. There's a thing that happens with a PS4 controller is instead of it having like grip, it just goes shiny. And it's no grease, it's just that it's been worn away.
PS3 controller was the same.
Aye, but it's like, because on the PS4 there's like separate sections of plastic on it where it's like different textures. And I looked at the one next to my booth that I was on and it was fucking glowing. It was just greasy.
Like a well cooked ham.
so next year, take gloves.
I think you do raise an interesting point about the TVs. That's one thing I noticed playing Project Diva. It's like I couldn't see what was happening because how close you had to sit to this massive TV.
See, like what I was saying and all, I don't know if it was... See, this is why I hated seeing it, because it makes me sound like a fucking fanboy because I was in the Xbox One version. The textures looked rotten. I was thinking, this is a next-gen game.
It's maybe, again, if you're sitting really close to a
TV
as well...
Do you know, everything looked smudged. So I started thinking, was it the TV? Was it how close I was? Was it the demo build?
I think something that might happen at an expo like that is they want to have big TVs because it's all it's stick swinging stuff. Instead of it just makes more sense in every regard to have a smaller television there. But you gotta have these big.
Just think about Zool.
Sweet little.
Should I give it a wee?
Are we done?
Are we done? That would have fixed that up.
Retro area was fucking brilliant as always.
I was a bit gutted there wasn't a GameCube set up with Killer 7.
I know.
Bit fucking gutted.
In fact,
I got a shot of Virtual Boy. First time I've ever played a Virtual Boy.
I saw the photo. Was it good?
In fact, my only
but you got a shot.
Absolutely horrendous.
My only complaint about the retro section was some of the game choices seemed just a bit like no one's interested in that. Like you kind of want to have a collection of classics. You don't want to feel like you can
Terminator
play this
on the Mega Drive.
Harry Potter and the I sat down to one game and I was like, what's this? I'll bring it back to the menu. The words Harry Potter just put it down and walked away.
I think the one that annoyed me, like after me saying there wasn't a Killer 7, they had that fucking Hulk game on GameCube. And I watched Graham pick up the controller and he's running about as David Banner. No. Bruce Banner. It's cause thing
Eric Banner.
I always get the names mixed up.
No, you're right. David Banner is the TV series.
He was just running in a fucking room as him. Couldn't he find a way out? And here's Andy going, activate your Hulk powers. I don't know how to. And fuck that is a retro game.
It makes you so annoyed to the point where you Hulk out in real life, smash the fucking GameCube.
How do you activate? How do you make him angry?
Maybe he just remembers.
He tries to.
You press the power button.
A fiddly can and he cuts his hand.
No, he tries to. He gets one of those packets that you need a scissors to open.
He's trying to light a grill. There's a washing basket nearby.
Oh dear.
There was a weird selection of games. They had that Game Boy Advance Pac-Man game running on the Game Boy player for the GameCube as well. It was good though. No, so the retro.
And it turns out Mario Kart 64 is actually really bad.
Oh my! Let's not talk about Mario Kart 64.
Please agree with me.
It was good watching you. Do you just mean because of how good you have it now? That it was obviously
Well,
great
no,
at the
because
time.
there are games of that time that are still great, but I don't think you could say Mario Kart 64 is a great game. Or at least
It was
I know
fun for me.
there are
watching
people-
it.
at the time, incredible.
There are
Jim-
people raging as they listen right now, like actually furious. But I
Go
urge
and
you,
fucking go play it 4-player.
Aye.
4-player especially.
It's not fun.
It's always amazing to see how much, like how shit the N64 looks as well when it's running.
People tell me I'm lying when I say this.
Jesus
Like,
Christ.
it's
Looks
not as
great,
if it
looks
was
fine.
like.
Looks fine.
You can't beat those 4K textures.
See the fact
fine.
that it was also running on a CRT, so you kind of make the excuse of that's a modern telly, you know.
No,
Looks fine. Looks great.
it looked like shit.
Looks fine.
There's some games, there's a lot of N64 games you can look back on though, and it's like still kind of alright for its
Oh,
time.
aye,
but
aye.
then there's some that
Is
are
that post RAM upgrade?
bloody fucking mess.
4-player Mario Kart. I don't know how we'd made do with that back in the day.
Well, it's like GoldenEye as well. Like GoldenEye 64 4-player at the time. Oh, the fun we had! I'm not denying that. Lovely
Could
memories.
you fucking see it?
But it is a bit shit. Like we've got better now,
Oh, of course.
so you can let it go. It's all right to let it go. This is something that really fucking.
Here we go. Here we go.
It's like, why? There's certain things that people
If this
just.
was a Mean Bean Machine, there'd be music fading in.
This is actually
Before I
it's a-
actually state my
It's a
own
shame we
opinion.
don't have Perrin here because the GoldenEye N64 rant must have happened on like maybe every third episode of Stage Clear.
On that note, I did like
And
that.
Resident Evil was the other one.
But people can accept that they don't like certain things from their youth. Like, you know, I can't believe I used to like that band. That's a common one. I can't believe I used to like that song, that band. Or I can't believe I used to wear that, etc., etc. But for some reason, people will think that that cartoon they watched as a kid and that game they played and liked when they were fucking 5 or 12 or whatever, oh, that's definitely brilliant forever. And anyone who says anything negative about it are fucking wrong and scumbags. Get a fucking grip.
Like Final Fantasy VII.
Hey now.
Right, well, that takes us on to just the final round of questions. These are all from Ryan McLeod,
Yes.
so we'll just try and get through them
Massive.
quickly. Will Game... Sorry, I mispronounced Gamewank because I read the first question and was like, Jesus, I'm reeling. Will Gamewank ever get a GMA nomination again? I don't think it will because it's shit, but what do you think? No. What do you think, Richard?
What are the
No.
GMA categories?
I don't know.
I think he's
Best
spot
podcast
on.
is one.
We could get that.
Oh, is it?
Aye.
Because I think when we initially got the first one, it was podcast was lumped in with
I'm sure it
all
still
audio
is.
and video.
No, video and podcast are different.
But
now.
yeah, because I think we lost to
Was there
sent
not-
you a message. It
Was
was
there
at
not
the
Tweeter
time.
of the Year?
That's
took that
gone.
Ah, would I go with that?
Fuck.
Aim to get my Bloodborne code yet? Remember that one?
Are you forgetting my Jumanji tweet? Come on.
The GMA for most bedridden cunt goes to Craig went mental. It's Guy Woodward.
I wouldn't mind if I go to
Oh,
sleep.
Guy couldn't be here tonight because he's in his bed. Richie accepting on his behalf.
The presenter is, I don't know.
No, he made it to the event, but is now outside it,
Aye, 'cause
complaining.
It's too hot. I hate it here.
Ryan McLeod asks, if Gamewank was a game, what type of game would it be? I think it'd be one of those Kickstarter ones that never gets made.
In fact, that reminds me, there was, as we were going by the indie section, a girl ran over to our group begging for a Kickstarter cash. with the little postcard, and Graham was saying we really have to get on. We were going somewhere. We weren't just trying to get rid of her. We were going somewhere, and she goes, "Oh, are you from Scotland? I love the Scottish." And I tried to pull him over, and then he points at me and says, "He's from Ireland." And she goes, "Oh, I love the Irish," making a bit of a joke. And then and she's from Wales. It's like, I love couldn't muster it, but you know, can you blame her? But really, it was desperate. I was like, come back later. We have cookies. I'd love to tell you that it was endearing and sweet, but it was actually just sad and pathetic. Get a grip.
Ryan McLeod asks,
What was the game? Well, wasn't
Don't give them the fucking.
relaunched the Boogerman Kickstarter.
It does sound like
we
the Boogerman Kickstarter.
got shit for that. We can't talk about that anymore.
How did we get shit for it?
Remember when the fucking Boogerman account started following us and was like, why don't you just wait and play?
Really?
Boogerman?
No, but they also asked to be on the podcast.
Well,
they were essentially doing the Twitter version of what he was describing there. We'd love to be on your podcast.
Would you?
Jeez, imagine getting the thumbs down from Gamewank. The lowest ebb.
Ryan McLeod asks, what annoys you more, the post saying, is Jim coming back, or the one saying, Ryan is the best? There aren't any is Jim coming back posts.
Are there posts about Ryan being the best?
No, there aren't.
No, there was a good one.
So that was just two lies.
Was there one?
There was one.
There was I like Ryan and the new fat guy. That was pretty cool.
Didn't say Ryan is the best.
There was a Ryan is the best
just
on
like him.
the football one.
What a load of shit. Fucking.
Well, that's football, people.
I think it's the football one. And it was Ryan is the best.
Did he write it?
That's it.
He may have done.
Is that the only thing the account's ever commented on?
So that's about it. That's EGX over for another year. I think we answered most of the stuff that we got to. So does anyone have anything further to add?
Voodoo Rays was good.
It was.
The pizza place.
Oh, yeah.
It was pretty fucking good, man.
I was like, what game was that?
So was the boy that came up
Is that
to us
the Vita?
outside it and told us he'd been shot 8 times.
Yes.
Was that the guy? I could rob you, but I'm not going to.
If you're a mental shagger, fair enough. But you don't approach a group of 10 people and say, I could fucking rob every single one of you if I wanted. It's like,
But that's not what I do anymore.
you'd get through one or two.
Aye. In the melee, you would lose a limb.
Aye. But I think he had some good tattoos. Fuck pigs, that was a good tattoo.
The worst thing was I was standing directly to. So anyway, this guy came up and asked us for money. He was covered in tattoos, shaved head, totally giving it the. I've turned my life around. I've been in prison. I've been shot 8 times. I could rob any one of you, but that's not what I do anymore. I'm just trying to get some money together for what was it? What was
It's
this thing?
Kickstarter.
I
It's
could.
Kickstarter. I'm kickstarting this game, and I'm standing.
It's about kissing, folks.
I'm standing next to him, like.
We've got cookies.
I could have touched his tattoos at any point, and like I keep making eye contact with Barry, and it's like I have to bite my tongue because I want to start pissing myself laughing.
It was funnier more than anything.
I was just glad I was at the back of the group, so he hadn't started addressing me in any way.
Well, that was the
so I
thing,
could
like,
wander away.
You'd have to
he
windmill
was-
through your pals to get to him.
If he was going to kick off, I was the first one in reach.
Just fucking hug him, man. If he can't lift his arms, he can't do it. You can bite your neck out, but you
Just hug him.
just bear hug.
It'd be perfect for us,
Let it
though. It's
go.
like having a big shield made out of a really sad mallow.
It's like, how much longer till he chews all the way through Richie? I don't know, we need another plan.
Actually, no, we're grand.
He's eating his fill. So London, it's great.
Good old London.
I think Gamewank will be in Scotland for the foreseeable future. Well, we got EGX.
Come and see us.
Possible.
Come up and see us in Scotland. We might come out.
So
Open your eyes.
thanks for listening as always. If you want to get us in the meantime, you can get us all on Twitter. You know where we live by now.
Well, it might not be.
Right, on you go.
Alright, well, I am at Laszlo_Panaflex. Barry's at No Stopping Epop.
I always get upset when you don't let me say it myself.
Oh, sorry.
What do you saying thing, Dad?
Oh, no, I'm fine. You said it. That's me.
Can you stop? I've been meaning to say, can you stop bullying Barry on the podcast? You're always giving him
Thanks,
such a
Owen.
hard
He's
fucking
broken,
time.
man.
Thanks, Owen.
Oh, his confidence.
How would you
actually?
actually like? How would you like if you were getting that, Richie?
Thanks, Owen.
Sorry, I'm thinking of the wrong bastard. Sorry,
Guy is
Get me at Nightmare Mode Go.
Stolen.
And of course, our wonderful special guest,
Hello,
Mr. Owen O'Donnell, can be reached at,
Mechagamezilla.
and he has some videos on there. He's on
I
the.
have my own YouTube channel.
So that's it. That's EGX for another year. We might have some more video content for you. Maybe not. But we'll be back. We'll have podcasts next month anyway. So as always, thank you for listening, and we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
I know I've let you down. I've been a fool to myself. I thought that I could live for no one else. But now, through all the hurt and pain, it's time for me to respect the ones you love me more than anything. So with sadness in my heart, feel the best thing I could do is end it all and leave forever. What's done is done, it feels so bad. What once was happy now is sad. I'll never love again, my world is ending. I wish that I could turn back time, 'cause now the guilt is all mine. Can't live without the trust from those you love. I know we can't forget the past. You can't forget love and pride. Because of that, it's killing me inside.